Hi everybody, welcome to Lisa's Art Room. Tonight we're going to be working some more on my cute country junk journal. Y'all come in and say hi, let me know you're here. We are currently live on Facebook. If you see the little red button on the top left, if not, you're catching a replay either here or over on YouTube. I'm going to get you guys pulled up so I can see chat and make sure the sound is good and all that. Grab my journal. Okay, let's see. All right, seems all right. All right, so we are working on this. It's getting there. It's getting full. So tonight we're going to do a little interactive spinner. I saw the inspiration on My Porch Prints. It isn't something it's something that's been around for a while, but she made me think of it, so I'm doing kind of her version. So y'all come in. Let's see. I'm seeing if there's anybody on yet. Not yet, but I'll probably go ahead and get started in case it takes forever. All right, so let's go ahead and I'll just pull the camera up top and we'll get started. All right, bear with me 1 second. Straight. I think that's straight. Get this light over here. Not better. It's a little better. All right. All right. So, what do I have? I have. It's this signature we're going to be working in. And I've already cut a hole out of one of the pages. I went ahead and just did both sides because my die cut machine will only take a 6-inch page, and it was the only way for me to put it through it. So I just did both, and then I'll figure out something to do with the other hole in the page later. But for now, we're going to be working on this one. And then I've got some doilies that I also cut a circle out of, the same size. And then I've got 2 pieces of cardstock with the circle cut out the same size. Now these have been cut down so that they fit a little, go this way I think, they fit a little snugger to the page so that you can still see some of the flowers. So I cut those down like I don't know, 1/2 inch on each side. Now this is moved over slightly because I don't want it to hit the center any. So I did move it over a little bit so it's not quite centered, in case you're wondering why. So, first thing you need is a page in your journal with a hole in it. So, and it can be any kind of hole that you want. It can be oval, it can be square, it can be round. It doesn't really matter. I did use my die cut, but you don't have to. You could just use an X-Acto and a cutting board of some sort. Most of us have these little Dollar Tree ones. You know, it's got a physics thing on there, but yeah, lay that under and cut it out with your X-Acto knife. Okay, so stuff all over that. I think I've been doing train stuff with it. It just tends to be messy. All right, so, and I saved all the little cutouts when I cut out my die cuts because I'm going to use these to make either tucks or hidden paper clips and things like that. So we're going to be using these also. The next thing I need is the item for the spinner. Hey Lori, I'm going to use, I think this size. Yeah, I think this size hole punch, which is a 1.5 inch one. And then I'm going to have one of my little die cuts. So I just got to figure out which one it was. I figured it out at one point, but now I've promptly forgot. So let's see if I can figure it out. I think I cut out some sunflowers or something. So it doesn't really matter what you use for this spinner part, as long as it can fit inside the hole and move around. Okay, I'm going to use this wax thread. I've got 3 colors. I haven't decided which color I'm going to use. If you want it to be more invisible, then obviously use the clear. This is like a neutral. You want a thread that's strong so it's not going to break, and this wax thread is pretty strong, so I think it'll work well for this. So let's see. All right, so I have a couple of things I wanted to try. So maybe I'll just do 2 spinners. I don't know. I hadn't really planned on it, but I might. So I've got these seed packs. And there, you want something that has a double side, that when you reverse it and glue another one on the back, it's the same size, or at least really, really close to the same size, so that when it spins, you know, it looks the same. So I have these seed packs that are the same size, basically. And then I also fussy cut some of these little sunflowers out. That I could also use. These were from this border. Okay, and I just fussy cut around so that I would have that. So if I do 2, I could do sunflower one and the other on the other. So I might do that. I like the seed packs. I wanted to do the seed packs mostly, but I think I cut these out in case I did do 2. And then if I had had a little critter that had one that matched up, I would have done that, but none of them matched up very well. They were all different sizes. Like I tried to find something that was the same, and I just couldn't. So I could get close, but I couldn't get the same, because I thought that would be cute to have like one of the little heads or something. But they all had like either different horns or different ears, so they didn't really match up. And then I thought, well, I could do like the hole punch in it, but the hole punch isn't quite big enough to cover that, and if I go to the next big size that I have, it's too big. So that's why I decided against using those. I just decided to go with the seed pack. Now, if it had been a digital, I could have just cut out and sized it and flipped the image to make it work, but it wasn't. So I just decide which ones of these I like. I think, so one is a strawberry, a radish with like reds and oranges, and this one is seeds. And they're all seeds. Carrot and a pea pod. I think color-wise, I think the red, because there's a decent amount of red. And then, do I want this color? You're going to see it from both sides. The other side of this page happens to be this color, this green color, but then I'm going to put this yellow on top of it, so you'll mostly see yellow with just a little bit of blue. This one has that blue color in the top, and then it has some oranges, which would probably work. Or I could do, where'd the other one go? I think that's probably the best. I thought about maybe the green. possibly the green. I don't know. I guess I should do something that has a little bit of this color just to kind of pull it in a little bit better. So we'll do this radish and strawberry, I think. Now, I am deciding whether I want to put this on the hole punch. It might be too big for this one. For the sunflower, I was going to put it on the hole punch for sure because of the little rough edges, the little points. I thought they might create a problem. Let me see. My hole punch it's this size. Let's see. I don't absolutely need it with the seed packs. Yeah, and it's not quite going to fit anyway. So the seed pack would fit nicely in there. So I will use the hole punch if I do the back page, which I might. It would give me something to do with it, I guess, instead of trying to figure out something else to do with the hole, which could be a challenge. So let's do that. Oh, I need the other sunflower. I'm just going to set it up here. Hopefully I won't lose it. So I've got my 2 seed packs. And then thread for this one. This one's going to look like this. And then I'm going to put the doily on top. It's going to hang over the edge a little bit, but I'm probably just going to trim it and let one side, fit. And then what I think I'll do, if I do red thread, they both kind of have red. They definitely both have some green. I think I should do a color thread, or should I just do a neutral thread? You don't see much of it. I kind of like the green. The other side really doesn't have any red, so we'll stay away from that one. Or just neutral. Do neutral too. Which, like I said, it just won't show much. I kind of like the green. I might do the green just to be fun. Let's do the green. That's that one. So you just need enough thread to go to the top part of this card. Now, I might fold mine over just for strength, so I'm going to go a little bit longer. And then if I'm going to do the back one, I'll probably do the neutral for the back one because it's mostly be yellows. I'll just go ahead and cut it about the same size. Set it up there. All right, so first thing you want to do after you've die cut all of your cards, first I got to figure out which way this fits. I think I had it right because I wrote on the back a little F and an arrow. Yeah, that's where I want it to sit. I know the border's not quite the same all the way around, but that's okay. So we're going to put the thread on this side, the other side, but I want to make sure it's straight, so I'm going to put it on my grid. Ideally with the hole in the middle. I'm just going to use these little squares and try to figure out where that is. And that'll help me keep that thread straight. I'm just going to get a piece of tape if I can grab one. Just tape that down. Tape that down. Okay. Alright, so I need my thread. Where did it go? Did you bury it? I have no idea. Of course, I don't have anything die cut, so I have to die cut the back out. But that's okay. I guess I could do it. It's kind of a pain to get my die cutter out. Where did I put the thread? Did I drop it on the floor? I am so confused right now. I did. I dropped it on the floor. Okay. All right, so we're just going to tape this down on that line where the grid is. And I'm going to use some masking tape. It will be glued too, but I'm going to use some masking tape. You just want to tape it on there enough to hold it. And what I'm going to do is have it like that, but then I'm going to pull this over. Actually put two and do like this. I just think it'll make it slightly stronger. And I'll cut that extra off there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now you want it to be snug. You don't want it to be so tight that you're making your paper warp or bend, but you do want it to be snug. Let me get a better piece of masking tape. I messed that one up. So I'm just going to pull it about here. Okay. And we'll pull this around. All right. So there's that. And then when you want your seed pack, so we're going to pull this up. And we're going to turn it over, and we want our seed pack that goes on the front to be on the other side. Okay, so we want this down. So I'm going to use my grid again, but slide this underneath there. Let's see. I'm making sure it's straight, because if I don't, because this has a border, it'll end up, you know, warpy on the page and not look right. So I do want to make sure that my card is nice and straight. I should have just went ahead and did that, but it's okay. I forgot. All right, so we're going to glue this down in the middle. That looks like that's about the middle, right? I'm a little off on my squares, so I'm just going to eye it. About there, I think, if I can get it to hold still. All right, we're going to put some glue. I'm just going to use art glitter. I probably could tape that to it first, just to give it a little bit of support first, so it's not moving on me. If I quit folding the tape over. I feel like it needs to be higher. About there, I think. It's just enough to hold it. I don't know. I'm going to put, I don't know how much shape it needs. I'm just going to put one more little strip on the top there. It looks like it might be a little weak there. You definitely don't want it moving, but my art glitter, it doesn't seem to stick as well to masking tape sometimes. I'm using masking tape, so I want to make sure there's enough space that I can actually put regular glue and not just the tape. Oh, this will probably ooze out, but I'd rather ooze out and have enough glue. So, got a good coat. I hope that's up. I hope that's straight. I didn't pay attention. Hopefully it is, and I mean not upside down. Because if it's not, I'm gonna have to switch to the other one. So we're gonna get that on there and then try to get it even. Make sure it's nice and even. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. All right, it's even. Give it a good push. there's that. Now we're going to come over to our page. Now I'm going to put something under this because I don't want the glue oozing out. Actually, I might just pull up. If your journal is already together and you're doing this, just stick something underneath it, like a piece of plastic. That way, if any glue oozes, it won't go through. All right, so this is going on here, the other way. We're gonna put glue on it though, so it's gonna fit like this. You want to make sure it's straight, so if you need to figure out where to drop it, go ahead and put yourself some dots or something. I'm probably just gonna mostly eye it, but I am gonna try to get it straight. All right, so you want your circle to line up, but you also want this to be straight. See how it's a little crooked? So you gotta turn it just slightly. I think that looks pretty straight. So I'm just gonna put some little dots. If I can find a color that will work. Maybe this brown. I'm just gonna use a chalk pencil. Put a couple little dots there. That should help me when I'm dropping it, because I have to glue it quickly. You know how our glitter is. Hopefully I can see those. All right, so we're gonna glue this. It's hot in here again. Whew. And mostly, make sure your string is secure. Actually, I should have taped it right there, but that's okay. I'll just try to make sure it stays. I think the glue will be stronger than the tape, honestly. Our glitter is pretty strong once it dries. It's probably more glue than I need. It's going to ooze like crazy. Okay, let's see if we can line it up. It's the tricky part. That's why I put the dots. So if I line up the two bottom dots when I drop it, and then I'll line up that top dot, and then make sure my circle looks good. I think we are good. All right, so I'm just gonna open that in case it oozes. I know it's gonna ooze, definitely. All right, so I'm just gonna let it ooze out on my mat. This is just a piece of muslin that it's a scrap piece I had. I use it for wiping up glue. It tends to work pretty good. So ideally you want this to set up for a minute before you go trying to spin it. So that on the table. So that is that, and we'll do the other side. So same thing. Where's that piece of paper? This just gives it a little more support and it looks more finished. So I'm going to put my little dots so I can hopefully get it laid down in the right spot. It's hard to see this edge. I think I'm going to go with this line on this printable because it's probably the best way to do it. Otherwise it'll just look crooked. Probably don't need quite as much glue. Get my edges. It's a little flimsy because it holds out of it. Okay. Let's see if we can line this up. Do it the same way. Start at the bottom where the dots are. Try to get those in the right spot before I drop it. And my center should line up. If not, we'll adjust it slightly. See if I can see it. It's not too bad. Okay. And I can ink around it if I need to, if it doesn't quite match up. I'm also going to put that doily on there, so that's going to hide some of these bumps. Although it may show through the doily too, who knows. Alright, so that's that. I think it looks fairly straight. Like I said, I'm not going to spin it yet because it's still pretty wet. I'll make sure it dries. Alright, so we'll put the doily on. I should fold it for just a second. And I'm gluing this one. This is going to be a challenge. I don't know if I want to try a glue stick. Not really. I hate gluing doilies. I need my spray glue. I have spray glue, but it stinks. But for something like this, it is very handy because you can just spray it and then you don't have to worry about the holes. I don't think it's in this room. Maybe. It does stink though. It's like, do I really want to spray it? It wouldn't take but just a burst, but I'm just going to use their glitter, I guess. Alright, so I'm going to put this here, I think inside like this, and then the round at the top and bottom, and this I'll trim off. I just thought it looked prettier than just the yellow on there. Alright, we're going to try it. Doilies are impossible. And every time I use a glue stick, it gets in the little holes even worse. I think I want to stick something down. Make sure I'm on the right side. Alright, let's see if we can do it. Hopefully the glue won't dry before I get it on there. I'm going to do little circles. I may not do all the little lines. I'm just going to do some of these solid pieces. That inside circle and then that outside circle. One of these edges is not going to need glue. I'm going to try and see if I can guess. I'm going to leave this without glue. I don't want it to, it'll be a mess to cut off. Alright, let's see if that works. Okay, so the non-glued spot is right there. Alright, so I'm just going to have the solid circle straight up. Drop it on top of that. Very carefully. That should work. I think as long as you have the outside and the inside, that's really all you need. Alright, that should be cute. And then we're going to trim off that. I might let it, no, I have to trim it before I do the other side, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Just making sure this inside got glued down good. There's a little gap right there. Tiny little place I missed. If I can get some in there. Maybe. Got it. Now I'm tapping rather than pushing because sometimes it will tear. I don't want it to tear. All right, there. So let's trim this off. No, could I leave it hang? Maybe. It might be okay, but over time it's going to get really bent up. Even with the other doily on the other side, I think it's just going to start looking bad, so I'm just going to go ahead and trim it. And that'll be fine. All right, so there's that. Then we need the doily on this side. Let's leave that there. Get my other doily. All right. And I will link, I think it was Kira's video from My Porch Prints on my YouTube description, where I put all that type of stuff, so that y'all can check out hers. She has so many great ideas. Plus they have like the kits and the papers and all that, which I started to do all that, and it wasn't for me. Mostly just, it takes up too much time. I don't know which side is which now. Okay, we'll just leave one open. I think I'll leave this little section open. Somewhere around there. This time that's on this side. Okay. But I will make sure to put the link for hers so you can check it out. Might need a little bit on the edge because I didn't glue those. Actually, there must be some on there because it's sticking. Make sure everything is down. It's pretty good. Feels decent. I think we got it. Doing it that way too, you don't really get it coming through the holes because you stayed on those solid pieces. So for this one, I'm gonna cut this side. All right, here's that. And then I might do the other one off camera, so I can go ahead and do some other stuff today. This is going to be exactly the same except with the sunflower, and I have to do the die cutting still, so I'll have to pick out a page. I don't know if I want to use yellow again. Might pick a different color. All right, so there's that, and then we're going to maybe see if we have something to decorate with. Let me grab my journal. So this is going to go in like this. You're going to see the blue page through it. So on this side you'll see the blue page through it. On this side you'll see the red page through it. But I'll show you how this works in just a few. I'm still going to let it, it feels cold, which means it's still a little bit wet. I don't want to spin it until I think it's dry, or at least as dry as I can get it during this live. Okay, so it's going to go like this. So let's see what we have that might look cute. I had a couple little seed pack type things. Let's see. I know I have more seed packs. I can grab those too. I have these little carrots and radishes. They would be cute. I think I only have two though. Let me see. There's some flowers. Don't think there's more vegetables. There are some little flowers, which just matches the paper behind it. So this is cute. And then the other side I'll have to maybe just do flowers or seed pack. Let me see. Trying to see if there's any more fruit or anything. There's some apples. There's a corn. Possibly use corn, I guess. What's this? Oh, it's a cucumber. That would work. Okay, so I could do a cucumber. Probably just a flower. I'm trying to see if there's any of that blue shade. I don't see anything. Some tools. Huh. That's cute too, isn't it? Might do one of these. That's cute, like that. And maybe another. There's a blue one. And then these are blue for the other side. Question is, I think I want those two, and then maybe a corn and the radish. I think it's the only other vegetable I have. Some other tools. Let's see. There's one that's better than the other. I like the tall one. We'll do this tall one. Save these. Alright, maybe like that. So, does that look cute? I think that looks cute. So, radish up here, flower maybe here, carrot here. Something like that. Do I want one more flower? Not pink. There's another red one. That might work. I'm not sure about this white one. It looks like an egg. It does. It totally looks like an egg. Let's do this yellow one. Kind of blends, but that's okay. All right, maybe that. Is that too much or okay? All right, we'll use the others on the other side. Anybody like it? No comments? I don't have a lot of people on tonight, so that's fine. I'll make decisions. All right, so carrot. Flower. Lori says she likes the doily too. I do like the doily, it's cute. I was wondering where I was going to use these little tools. So that worked out. Debating on height. Maybe just about there. Oh, somebody said something about weather. Lori says she's watching, listening to the weather on TV because they have severe storms. Oh, and tornado damage. Ooh, yeah, that's scary. I don't blame you. we like have a closet because we don't have a basement. We have like a closet downstairs that I keep like emergency supplies in, just a few, and then I have like kind of like a bedroll type thing that I made from foam and a cover I sewed. So we have like the bedroll thing in there, and we have the emergency supplies, just water, flashlight, batteries, stuff like that. Some snack bars I try to keep in there, or chips or something. That way, if we get in there and there's a tornado, we need to stay there for a little while, we're not starving to death. Hopefully it never happens and I never have to use it, but we do have it. Gotta be prepared, right? Alright, so that's cute. And then we're going to do the other side. So for this side, I think I want maybe this, maybe that. Got this corn. Do the corn here, it's a little bit bigger. The cucumber up here, maybe. Cucumber. You have a full basement? Yeah. I'd rather have a basement. Okay, not that one. Maybe there. What else colors do we have? I think this is the only other one I have that really looks good with this, so we'll just use it. Let's see. Do I want it down here or do I want it up here? I think that'll work. All right, let's do that. I don't know what my husband's doing down there. He's making all kinds of noise. Sounds like dishes breaking. It's like, I hope he's not breaking dishes. I was babysitting today, so I told him he was on his own for dinner because I got home and I was tired and I had to get ready for this. So I was like, you're on your own. My daughter gave us some lasagna. I was like, here, heat this lasagna up. All right. Yeah, I think up here. Cucumber. All right, how long? What time is it? It didn't take that long. It's not a bad little project, time-wise. Okay, let's see how it works. Throw these back in their container. Let's see. All right. I'm probably going to have to pull it out of this to do it. Okay, so you want to spin it. Okay, not so much that you're going to rip it out of there or that it's going to break. It's probably like maybe 5 spins. Okay, and then when the journal's closed, it'll be locked down. Okay, and it can't go anywhere. But then, let me see if I can do this. I'll grab that page. And then when you open it, throw it back together. Okay. So when you get to that page, okay, and open it. Am I in camera? Make sure. Does it spin? It's not spinning fast. It's been super slow because it's wax paper, wax thread. My other one didn't do that. That's interesting. This one, as I made this one with wax thread, it didn't do that. I wonder why. It spins fast. Maybe the wax will wear off after a while. It's not as fast as I thought it was going to be. I think it's sticking to itself a lot. All right, let's see. So close it, open a little bit, but it still has been really slow, which is kind of interesting, but it's so slow. Huh. I wonder if this wax thread is stickier than that other one I used. Maybe. Maybe. Interesting. I could throw some powder on there maybe. Doesn't spin as fast as I thought it was gonna. That was surprising because the other one spins, it's spinned. It did it so well. I'm just gonna put a little bit of powder on my fingers. Let's see if it takes some of that stickiness off maybe. If that's the issue. I don't know if that's the issue or not. Could be anything. Who knows? All right, let's try it again. I think 5 is about right. Let's see. It's still really slow. I don't hate it slow, but it is still really slow. At least you get to enjoy the spin because when it's fast, it happens so fast. If you're looking away, you won't see it. It's definitely slow. Okay. All right. Well, that was interesting. It might be stretching too much. It is stretching. It's stretching more than this one. I wonder why. It's the same thread. It's from the same. It's literally from the same company and bag. I don't know what the difference would be. They pretty much look the same. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. It's cute though, nonetheless. It doesn't spin a lot. It spins some. You know, you get a little bit of action out of it. So slow. All right. Well, that is that project, even though it doesn't spin super fast. Maybe don't use wax thread. Maybe for the other one, I'll try a different thread. I'll have to see what I have. It is cute. I'm trying to see what else threads I have. I think I have some. I might have like hemp or something. I'm trying to see what I have that's strong threads. I like some cotton twine. Not sure if that would be a good option or not. It might. As long as it was twisted the right direction. If it's twisted the wrong direction, then the twine will unravel. So that's the issue with that. I'm trying to think if I have any more thread floating around here. Maybe. I've seen it done mostly with elastic in the past, but I didn't want to put like a rubber band in there. So I was trying to do it with just regular thread, but I don't really have a lot of threads, so I'm probably going to just use the wax thread. Maybe I'll use this brown one that I know works okay. 'Cause it was just, I think it was just this one. It was one of these, which this came out of the same kit, so weird. That was my test. My test didn't help me because they didn't react the same. All right, so next thing we're going to do is, I had one thing planned. Did I have two? I did. I have a card planned. All right, I'm going to try and do a doily paper clip. Let me put my needle back in here. Oh, nope, tried too much. Okay. All right, so there's that. Nonetheless, it's cute, even if it doesn't spin fast. So I thought I'd make some doily paperclip, hidden paperclip type things. So same type size doily, so 5-inch one. I get these from Dollar Tree in that multi-pack. Okay, start with that. And then we're going to use these circles that we cut out. I'm going to use this red one. And then maybe something small to put on top of it. Let's see what I got. Got this little chicken. This little chicken. I think he might be too big because it's going to be on half. He might be too big because it's going to fold over. Now you could have it come off the edge a little. We'll keep this one out. I also have this little brown one. That's cute too, maybe. What else do you got? Maybe for a different color. I don't know, I kind of like the chicken, I think. What's in here? Some flowers. No. Piggies. Be better with pink or something. That's all I have in those die cuts. Let me see. I've got more die cuts. Let me go search through my others. I keep forgetting I have more that are just different sizes. All right. I'm going to go ahead and fold this over so that we know how big we're dealing with. I don't guess it really matters where. Just fold it in half. So we're going to put our paper clip. I'm using this small one because the big ones are too long, at least on mine. My big ones, they go past the doily, so they're too big. So I'm using a little small one, and that's going to go here. And hopefully this doily is strong enough. That's the only thing I was a little worried about. The strength of the doily itself. Hopefully it'll be okay. And we're going to glue this to this. Just kind of centered there. Debating if I want to have that stick out any. You can let them stick out and put a little charm on them to hang off the edge. If I did that, if I did that with the big one, that would eliminate the issue of it hitting. Let me see. I can get one off my cardboard. If I did that, they're hard to get off of there once you get them on because they rip the paper. All right, so if I did that, oh, this one's not very. Spread apart too far. Get back in there. Okay, if I did that, could hang it off and put a charm on it. I think I like the idea of that. All right, let's do that. Let me grab my bag of new clips because these are kind of, I've used them so many times. They've been opened and closed a million times. And they're a little bit weak. Which size is this? Here we go. We'll get a new one. All right, a little bit better. Try to get one that's not so loose. All right, that's good, I think. So I'm gonna have it hang off the edge and do it that way. So just figure out where you want to stick it, ideally somewhere in the middle. And then we're gonna glue this. I'm gonna put a hole here, so I gotta find the center. I suppose the easiest way to find the center would be to fold it just a little. I don't know if I want to fold it though. I don't want to fold it. I'm just going to use my grid. All right. The center is right there. And, debating if I think I'm just going to slot it with my blade. Just enough so the paper clip can come out. Of course, I can't see my mark, but I can get close. Just make a tiny little slot there. See if I can fit it through. A fraction longer. It's long enough. Yep, okay. So we're going to glue this. Maybe I'll tape it in place too. Just a little. It might give it some strength. It's not like you can see the inside. I don't want it this wide. I'm just going to tape one little piece. Where should I put it? The top? Yeah, let's put it at the top. That'll hold that paper clip, hopefully, there. So I think I want it to stick out about that far. That should help strengthen that a little bit. Just a bit. All right, so we're going to glue this on. If I might just do one side first, but I think I can do both. I haven't done one of these in a while. It might be smarter to do one side first, but we'll see if we can do it. I think I can. Okay, just hold it down. Good. All right. If you didn't want it fragile, you'd have to put some like cardstock underneath the doily. That's the only way I know not to make it so fragile. But it's okay. We're not going to go through all that. We're just going to do this. All right, let's see if we had any others before I stick one of these on there. I think most of these are huge. Now, it could come into the doily part, that's fine. As long as I don't put glue there. A little prize ribbon. I have a lot of things with red. I liked the red on the doily. That's the only reason I really picked it. Honestly. I don't think there's any on this. There's a few. It's a little tractor or something. Oh, it's a wheelbarrow. Now, you have to think about, is this going to go on the top or the side of your page? Okay? You kind of need to decide that before you put anything directional on there. Now, if I was just going to put a flower or something on here, it wouldn't matter. But I'm leaning toward the side of the page because I want to have a dangle. So, with that in mind, if I were to use this, I would want it to be up, you know, sideways. So I don't think that's going to work size-wise. I think most of these are too big. All right. Can't pick anything up right now. Okay, I'm good. Okay, in you go. So maybe the chicken. That's what I'm leaning toward. That or just flowers. I'll look and see if I have anything that I missed. Do I have any more cutouts? I have like some things to do type things. I don't think there's any reds in here. I feel like it's mostly... That seems too busy. If I did that, it could be written on perhaps. All red, where'd it go? It's a little big, isn't it? I could cut the tag off. I don't know. I kind of like the roundness of the chicken. So maybe this one. I think it's probably going to be better than the brown. I think so. And if I want some on the other side, this is a little too big. Maybe do I have any red flowers? Maybe. Oh, missed two. I could just put the other chicken on the other side. That container go. There it is. I feel like it might be different. Maybe. No, yes. I think there was a pink. Just pink. A pink and red. Too small. Let me see if this guy works sideways. It's possible to put him sideways and put this one on the other side. That way they're all kind of similar. Let's just do that for this one. And maybe I'll pick something else for the other one. I don't know what I would use for a charm. I have to make some charms sometime soon. And I think I'm going to use these to make charms. And I'm going to use, there's like several things like that in the set. What was it? I might use some of these seed packs. And then there's, oh, these hearts. I thought I could make charms out of those. And most of you have seen me make charms, but I use the glossy accents and just make them myself. So that'll be cute, I think. Alright, so let's just glue this on here. So I'm leaning toward, let me see if find a page first before we go too far, because I want to make sure I have a page that'll even match on. Who knows? I haven't thought that far ahead. Do I have a page to put this on? Don't know what I'm going to hold with it, but you know, maybe just a piece of paper. All right, let's see. So something that this and this would look good on. Possibly not there. Not there. Hey, Kim. I'm probably going to do spinner there. So I don't think I want it here. I don't know. Maybe I won't do a spinner. I may do a spinner. I may not do a spinner. I may do something else. I don't know what. I was trying to think of what I could do with a hole. You know, maybe it's just a peek through to the other side over here. I don't know. Alright, so I think this is probably my best choice out of this particular one. And it would go on over your page like this. Okay. And then it would have a dangle. That's cute. It doesn't look bad on this side either. The chicken will fit because it matches the little chicken on here. It'll be the smaller one on that side, I think. It's like this one facing this way, and I think this one on this side facing this way. Yeah. So that's probably a good spot. Let's see if there's any others before I decide for sure. Well, I don't really have to decide for sure because it's movable, so it can go anywhere you want it. Could even go here. Is there anything on the other side? It has to be a page. Doesn't have anything it's going to interfere with. Could even be, it can't be that front cover. So it has to be a basically blank page. Now, we didn't do anything in the center of this one, so it could be the center page, but I'm probably going to do something fun with the center, so I say no. No, no, no. Could be this back page for sure. So it could go here, and it's got these little chickens on this side, so that would blend into that. Okay. So either one of those is a good option. So I could do it here. It looks really good with this plaid, I think, or here. And like I said, it's movable, so it could be moved as long as I don't put nothing here or there, obviously. That would get in the way of it. So let's go ahead and glue our little parts on it. I'm not even going to bother looking in the last one. So I want this one on this side. Now this may go through my holes. I don't think it's hitting too much on the doily though. Try to keep it off the doily as much as possible, off the whole part. I think we're okay. Let me just make sure there's no glue there. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so there's that side and this side. Oh, it's showing just a little bit there. I'm going to use this tail to cover it. I didn't quite pull the paper clip. I was looking at the shorter side instead of the longer side. So you got to remember to look at the longer side when you're pulling it out. But that's okay. We're going to just use this tail. We'll just cover up that paper clip. Just a little bit. Okay, so there's that. And it's just a, you know, a hidden paper clip. You can secure something with it. Okay, just goes on like this. And like I said, I'm going to make charms. I don't have any made right now. I don't think. I'm trying to think if I had something I could just show you with. Let me see. Charms. Where are all your charms? Wobbles, dingles. Here's some nature charms. Let's see what's in these nature charms. But like I said, I'm gonna make charms, so it won't look like this, but this just gives us an idea of what I mean. I don't know if I have a jump ring in here. Alright, no jump ring, but you could use this as a bulb pin too. Now, if you put this on before you glued it in, you could just hook this. Well, I don't know. It would hang funny. You'd have to put a jump ring first. All right. So to do that, just take a jump ring. It'll make it lay flatter. Or a chain if you want to make it dangle, or a string if you want to make it dangle. You know, there's lots of options. I had some silver ones. Let me see, do I have any? Here's one. A few of these. They could be put on like this. They just kind of loop around like that. And then you can just hook your little charm on like that. So it's probably not the one I'm going to use because I want to make something that matches better. But just so you get an idea how it would work. So you would have a little charm just hang off of the hidden paper clip. And then, you know, when it's all in your journal, you know, like this, your little charm will just be hanging there on the edge. Okay. That is that. I think that's pretty good. So that's a hidden paper clip. I might do one more. Let's see if I can find stuff that matches. I don't know. I really don't need more than one. But and then as far as, you know, what you do with it other than that, I'm going to go ahead and pull this off because this is not what's going to go on here. Nice thing about using these little silver ones is they are removable easy. Just have to open them back up and pull it through. I got those at Hobby Lobby, I think. Pretty sure. So you just say you have a piece of paper. Here, so you have, you know, one of these, or a couple of these, or whatever. You know, you can just stick those in there, and they'll be held with the paper clip, you know, so it doesn't fall out. Or, you know, if you have some writing paper or whatever, this is not the right color, but if you have writing paper, you can just stick that in there. You know, whatever works. I need to get some more lined paper that matches this journal. I'm gonna have to make some probably. All right, so that's that. Hidden paper clip. Okay. Cute. Cute. All right, so if I did one more, I've got like all these colors. Got this green. I've got this flower. And this yellow. That's what I have left. Not that I couldn't cut out more. Let me look at those other journals signatures and see what I have page-wise. There's maybe another back page or something that would look good with one of those. So this black one, this black and white. I'll probably end up doing something cool there, but if not, that yellow would look good on it. Even with the white doily, it would still look good. Have this blue page, green page. It's got this on the back, which can't really do much with that anyway. I could use this here, or even this. Either one would work. I think the green. What do you think? Should I just do this page? This is going to be a... This, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I was thinking of just making a pocket at the bottom probably, if I do something with it. If not, then I've got the solid blue, which I think looks good with these flowers. It's very standout-ish to have another doily floating around here. There's one. The doily. Get it folded the right way. I think that's how I was folding it. So this would be like this. It's pretty, right? So that one, or that one. I think the blue looks really good. Let's do the blue with the flowers. I'll do one more. I'm not going to do any more than that though, because you don't really need a bunch of them. So we'll just do this one real quick. I think should I do the charm? Yeah, I'm gonna do the charm. I'll put this one on first so I can see about how far to pull it out, because for whatever reason I didn't pull it out far enough. Which is odd, because it looks like it would have been. Maybe it's just the circle smaller. That's probably all it is. The circle's just a little bit smaller. Alright, so we gotta find our center point approximately. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's our center. So right there. We're just gonna cut a little slit. Maybe it's a fraction. All right, I'll tape that first. Masking tape all over my scissors. I need the bigger one so I can get the whole length. Okay, so make sure I'm up the right amount of space. I don't want to be too much. I think there. How much does that cover? Yes, it just sticks out because of that. Push it out just a little bit further. I don't want it out too far, so we'll go there. Okay. And this is going to go like this. Just make sure it fits in there first. All right. Put some glue. still sticking out just a tiny bit, but that's okay. It's not a huge deal. Alright, so there's that. And then find something that matches this. Let me find that page again. It was the blue one, right? There. Find something that goes with both of these colors. They're a little small, a little bit small. Anything in here? Maybe some flowers. I'm not sure if these other flowers will look okay on the other side. Maybe. I don't think I have anything else. Not in that pile anyway. Most of the other pieces I have are big. They were too big. All the ones in here are big. They're all too big. Alright, so we'll go with the flowers. That'll be cute. I'll use this one for the front because it kind of covers that up. There's one. You don't have to put anything on it if you don't want. You could just leave it plain. But I'll put this on there. All right. That one blends a lot. Alright, so there's the hidden paper clips. Do we have that yellow paper? I'm going to put that there. I'm going to trim it with the edge thingy. Put these back. Put these back. I'm not sure if this will go through the decal. It might not. It is a little thin. Let's see, where is my decal? Hiding, there it is. Do I leave the prayer on there? I think most of y'all are Christian. I guess if the person who gets it isn't, they could cut it off. This particular paper has little psalms on it. I'll leave it. A little bit of a journaling space. I just colored this with some watercolor. Okay. There we go. Cute. Alright, that's enough for today, I think. So we got the spinner thingy done. We got some hidden paper clips done. And I will decide what to do with that other hole. I may or may not put another spinner there. I may do something else with it, like just a peekaboo kind of thing or something. I don't know. Haven't decided. I'll figure that out. So that is our lives. Were they both in this one? I don't think they were. Were they? I think it was a different one. Okay, hold on. I don't remember what's in what now. So we have this. We have... No. Okay, not that one. Must be this one. Okay, we have a hidden paper clip there. And then we have the spinner page here. All right, so spinner page, which doesn't spin real fast. Spins kind of slow. Anyway, just close her up, and then when you open it, it moves. Okay, and it's a slow spin. But it spins nonetheless. And then our paper clip. Okay, and I don't have anything for this one yet. I'll have to find something. Something probably red, maybe. I might have some white lined paper somewhere. Maybe. I don't know. All I have is like, I have some glue, but I don't have any white. I think it's probably too wide. Yeah, it's a little too wide. I'd have to cut it down to go in there. But I'll see if I have something else that'll fit in there. Somewhere. Alright, so that's our project. I don't know if I can get all of these to show, kind of, sort of, or the out. Just going to pull it over like that. There we go. Alright, hopefully y'all enjoyed that. And I will be back on, today's Wednesday, right? I will be back on Friday. Alright, I will see you guys Friday. And y'all have a wonderful day, and see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.